GTA 5 is an absolute powerhouse of a game. It's sold millions of copies across multiple platforms and has made a ton of extra money due to its online multiplayer mode and all those shark cards. It's now the biggest selling game in the United States of all time, and its publisher Take-Two have made a natural response to this. You know, they want microtransactions in all the games going forward. What?
It's reached that time of year when every company starts to publish their earnings reports for the quarter and give themselves a pat on the back about how much money they've made. But when it comes to Take-Two Interactive, the parent company of Rockstar and 2K Games, they always put everyone else to shame. In their earnings report, Take-Two revealed GTA 5 has now shipped over 85 million units since launch, which makes it the best-selling game of all time in the United States. According to Take-Two, this figure includes all sales, both physical and digital, across the PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC. This now means GTA 5 is the third best-selling game of all time worldwide, behind Minecraft, which has sold over 100 million units, and Tetris, which has sold over 400 million units.
As for some of the other games, the company reported NBA 2K18 had shipped 6 million units since its launch back in September. Take-Two are also expecting the upcoming LA Noire remaster and Switch versions to sell well, because the original version has sold around 7.5 million units since it launched in 2011. CEO Strauss Zelnick also teased a highly anticipated new title from one of its biggest franchises, due for release in 2019, which many people seem to think is either a new Borderlands or Bioshock game. Take-Two also reports that their total net video game sales had increased by 20%, which made them $577 million in revenue.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of cheese, is that? A lot of cheese.
Regarding the brand new game, just to quickly get that out of the way, because it's just a speculation. Could be a new Borderlands, because we know Randy
Bitchford.
Thank you. Our mate Randy's obviously been teasing this new Borderlands game, and that's the big one. So just so we've got that out of the way, probably going to see a new Borderlands next year, although it could be Bioshock. Back to GTA 5 though, I mean, this is not really a surprise to anybody who has a console. Pretty much you'll know someone that has this game. I mean, loads of people I know, including me and you, have got it twice, right? So 2 generations of it.
It's not really surprising that GTA 5 is now the biggest selling game ever in the US, because it was on the previous generation console as well, and then they ported it over to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, which was like, it was just on the cusp of that generation, wasn't it? Yeah. So they put it over, and then a year and a half after it originally released, it then came to the PC. So like the PC players had to get it on one of their consoles beforehand, but if they wanted to play it, people with the new consoles wanted to buy it the second time. So there's a lot of people, like you said, that bought it more than once, and that's probably, you know, the reason why it's sold so well. 85 million units sold now, and people even buying it this day. It's still full price to this day, and it's always in the charts. It's always in the top 5 of the charts. Why? Because people playing it online, like friends get together, and they, you know, the communities of players are playing together, and there's all these role players and all these other servers that are coming up that we've covered in the past, and they keep adding these expansions which are free. Another good selling point for the game. You don't have to buy anything unless you want shark cards, and obviously it's making them a lot of money. I really do think that this game has set the trend. Other companies in the industry are looking at this game thinking, we want a GTA 5. We want a game that we can monetize years after its release and make loads of money off shark cards. Games as a service, this term that everyone's throwing around now, because they're all looking up to GTA 5.
The numbers are huge. A little boring nerd fact for you here. 82 million is the number of every Zelda game ever put together. Those sales, right? GTA 5 sold 85 million. Every Zelda game combined, 82 million in the US. So it's better than every Zelda together. So
just goes to show it's very, very effing popular.
Yeah. Take-Two also reported massive increases in digital revenue, with digital sales accounting for 68% of the total net revenue in this quarter. So, what was responsible for this massive increase, you might ask? Well, it was microtransactions. Take-Two reported that recurring player spending, which means microtransactions, season passes and DLC, accounted for almost half of their total revenue in the current fiscal year. Games like GTA Online, NBA 2K18 and WWE 2K18 are all heavily monetized with microtransactions, optional DLC packs, and these 3 games are largely responsible for the increase in digital revenue. Microtransactions and DLC have been so successful for Take-Two this year that they are now planning to include them in every Take-Two title going forward.
Speaking to investors, CEO Strauss Zelnick said, quote, "We've said that we aim to have recurrent consumer spending opportunities for every title that we put out at this company. It may not always be an online model, it probably won't always be a virtual currency model, but there will be some ability to engage in an ongoing basis with our titles after release across the board. That's a sea change in our business. Recurrent consumer spending is 42% of our net bookings in the quarter. It's been transformative for us." Zelnick then added, quote, "One of the things we've learned is if we create a robust opportunity and a robust world in which people can play delightfully in a bigger and bigger way, that they will keep coming back. They will engage, and there is an opportunity to monetize that engagement. There's a lot of room for growth. This is just the beginning." A lot more wood to chop, eh, Strauss? That's what he said last time.
I love that we haven't let that go. It's just
Yeah, we are just wood. We're just wood, and you can chop as much like microtransactions off. So it is quite telling that because of the success of GTA 5, or the way that I interpret it, at least, they're making loads of money on microtransactions and monetizing games after their release, specifically on GTA 5 and the NBA 2K and whatever else, them other sports games.
WWE.
Don't worry about those games. They're not important. Going forward, every single game that they produce, they want to give themselves an opportunity to take more of your money after they've sold you the game. And that's what he's saying right here. This news is kind of great for investors. This is what Strauss Zelnick is talking to here. It's the investors. It's like, invest with us, we'll make you some money, because what we're aiming to do is we're aiming to shaft all our customers later down the line by selling them like half a product or a product that isn't complete. And then further down the line, we're looking for all these opportunities to chop more wood, or however the he wants to term it, take money off people after they've already bought the game in future. We're going to do that at every single game from now on. Great news for investors if you want to make some money out of this company, because it is just a corporation, and I'm just getting very cynical now, but this is what it's about. I mean, it doesn't look great for Red Dead Redemption, I must say. Let's hope they stick to a less kind of...
Don't talk about it, man.
Yeah, I know. Let's hope they don't impose it too much, and it's not... I don't know. What do we want?
Well, not
it's
this,
like choosing the worst of, like, choosing the easiest way to die.
That's what it is. He's like a kind of Dr. Evil character. We're gonna them, and this is exactly how we're gonna do it. Join us in stomping on the dreams of all these gamers. And the thing is, it happens. He's right. Every time he says something, it always comes to pass. Like when you see just how well GTA 5's been doing on stuff, it's just what the casual gamer wants. I mean, it sounds like we're just a voice in the wind at the moment. And here's an angle that you might not have thought, is that Take-Two own shitloads of other gaming companies you might not have thought of. So like the XCOM series, the Civilization series, things like that you might not always, put with Take-Two. They own them as well. So can you imagine Civilization or XCOM? You're running out of gold, sire. $4.99 and you can get 500 more gold. It could end up like that, So, I mean, my hopes are dwindling. And it's kind of scary. BioShock, another great single-player game, could be ruined. Red Dead, the biggest single-player game for a lot of people, could be ruined. And
I'm losing
it's kind of sad, really.
Losing hope now.
Yeah. The casual audience are the ones buying the microtransactions. We say we can vote with our wallets and all that, but the whales also vote with their wallets, and their wallets are a lot bigger than ours because they're whales. And this is what happens. Strauss and the boys win. I didn't expect for our souls to die halfway through this video, but we've kind of just...
It seems that way, doesn't it? But there's always hope. There's always the indies, Jake.
Yeah.
You and I together. There's always the indies
exactly,
to put our money on it and play. Let's just hope that they don't, they're not aggressive with this. And if they want to take our money after selling us a game, which is what games as a service is. We always say games as a service, that's great for you companies trying to make money. It's not great for the gamer. It really is not great for the gamer. What the gamer wants is one price for a game that you can enjoy the whole of the content for, and there's no a hidden extra content that you have to pay for additionally. That's what games as a service brings, and that's what AAA gaming is at the moment. It's hard to be positive.
If you do want to depress yourself though, just have a little look at Take-Two, all the games. You'll find one game that you love out of all of their huge catalogue and you'll go, imagine if they put microtransactions in that game. They probably are.
We just have to keep our voices heard. People say there's no point saying this, no point complaining. We have to keep going, guys. We have to find the motivation. I'm not sure where we're going to find another cup of coffee, maybe.
That's another cup of coffee. For the next video about pretty much the same thing.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
So that's it. Are you losing hope? because we're not sure. Let us know down in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new around here. There's another video to watch around about there. Support us on Patreon if you're awesome. We'll see you again next time. Bye for now.